Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so it's been a couple months since I posted a video up here. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard, been hitting the dining room table pretty hard too. It's been Thanksgiving, it's been Christmas, and I've ended up in a dirty bulk here. So take a good look. If I don't tuck my tummy in, push it out a little bit, it looks even worse. Not that it looks great anyways. Definitely got some fat on me now. I'm doing all right strength-wise too. I mean, you probably don't see it as clearly defined, but I've got some good muscle on me now. There's no doubt that I've put on muscle over the last 3 to 4 months, but I've also gotten a little bit jiggly. My lifting belt over here, for example, I've now gone up 2 full sizes on it, and I think about enough is enough there. So starting tomorrow, today is January something, 3rd, I guess, yeah, today is January 3rd. So starting on the 4th, I'm going to go into a cut. And I thought it might be useful to explain exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, and then to show you as I track my progress throughout here. It's going to be a little bit different for me this time than when I've done it in the past, so it will be a little bit of a learning journey. But hopefully it'll be instructive for some of you and useful for some of you to figure out how to lose weight yourselves. This will be, I don't know how many times now that I've done this. So let me give you a little bit of background. I used to be a fat kid, right? So when I was 39 years old, I did a whole lot of running. I joined a program with Michael called Hitch Fit, and I did a whole lot of running, a whole lot of lifting. At the end, I was up to about 50 kilometers a week again of running, which I'd done in my past as well, but I was much faster this time around. And I went from about 98 kilos of just pure ugly fat, and I was far from my high, down to 81 kilos of not an excess bit of skin on me. Really, really thrilled with the results. January 1st to May 1st. Very quick in the long run, and very effective. Since then, I've been working on lifting, I've been working on trying to put on mass. I've gone up a couple times, gone down a couple times, but usually I was going up about 6-7 kilos and then down a couple kilos and things like that. And again, that's what I'm doing this time, but now I'm back up to where I started with Hitch Fit in terms of total weight, but my physique is much better. Believe it or not, I know this looks a little bit, but it's far, far better than it was because there's a lot of underlying muscle right now. So what I'm going to do this time, I can't do the running, unfortunately. I've got a hamstring injury that just is nagging and just won't go away. It doesn't seem to affect my lifting, but it affects my walking even, and certainly my running. So I could do some cardio in terms of bike. I will continue my walking stuff, but I'm gonna focus much more on the diet side of the equation. Always been the case, you can't lose weight without focusing on your nutrition, but I'm going to do it more or less solely through nutrition this time. So how do I do that? First of all, I'm going to take my body weight in, oh goodness, let me remember the math. I'm pretty sure it's in pounds times 12. So let me do the math quick. 97 kilograms in pounds. 97 kilograms in pounds. Sometimes Siri hears the wrong words. So I'm 214 pounds right now. 214 times 12. 2,568, okay. So I'm gonna take my body weight in pounds, I'm gonna multiply it by 12, and then I'm going to round down just a little bit. So I'm gonna round down to 2,500. That's going to be my total caloric intake per day for the next couple of weeks. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to decrease that caloric intake by 100 calories. Because as you get lighter, there's less body mass that your body has to support. Your body's needs go down, and therefore if you stay at the same caloric intake, your rate of weight loss will decrease to the point where it stops altogether. No good. But also, if you go too low too fast, which is a problem I've had in the past, I'll jump right to say 1900, which should be below my BMR, my basal metabolic rate, which should be the amount of energy I need to survive. If you go too low, then your body adapts and it just gets to be a mess. You start losing muscle, you can't effectively lose the fat, it's bad. So instead, I will go in small jumps of 100 calories every 2 weeks. Now I expect that at the very beginning of this, I will see a couple of kilos that just kind of drop just like that. It's going to be primarily water weight. I will then see kind of a leveling off, and then I should see a nice steady decline. That's the goal. I'll report back every few weeks. I'll let you know where I'm at. I'll also let you know what I'm tweaking and what I'm doing, and I'll show you, the pictures of the time, or at least you'll see me on video. I'm hoping to insert right here a couple of before pictures. Now, if you don't see anything on your screen, it's because I couldn't get my wife to take the pictures. But if you do see something on your screen, this is what it looked like right now. Good. Definitely I will have the after pictures at the very end as well. Now, one other key thing that's important to know is when you set up your caloric intake here, you need to have a bias for protein. Your body needs the protein in order to build and maintain muscle. And if you have all carbs, for example, you'll have enough energy, but your muscle will waste away. Not what we want. We want to lose fat, but not muscle. I spent an awful lot of time in the gym and it would just suck. So what I will do is I'll target about 1 gram per pound of body weight, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, each gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. So that means I'm going to need roughly at the beginning about 210 calories or 210 grams of protein. Look, if you're anywhere, even if you have 3/4 of that, you're probably still in a safe range, but the higher the better, just in terms of a safety net. So out of that 210 grams of protein, that works out to about 840 calories out of my 2,500. So roughly a third of my calories are going to come from protein. The rest of it is going to be primarily carbs for the energy, but you don't want to totally disregard fats either. So I'll get somewhere between 40 and 70 grams of fats each day as well. I track it in MyFitnessPal. I find that's very useful. You have to be very careful about the sources you use because there's a lot of user added data in there and that data can be crap. So you need to find a way to verify things, usually by using the packaging materials. Now, if you find that you're doing that religiously and you find you're still not losing weight, be aware that manufacturers are allowed to have about a 20% window from the 100% accurate to it's pretty close when they write the labels. So they have a motivation to err on the side of low rather than high. It could be that you're actually consuming more calories even if you track meticulously than you actually believe. But don't jump into that conclusion, just track things, see how it goes, and if that's the way it works out, then maybe start to account for that. Every calorie that I consume, whether it's a piece of candy that I pop in my mouth, whether it is olive oil that I pour in the pan in order to fry something, which I probably won't do, but when I do it, I track it, right? It is important to understand that every calorie counts. There is no such thing as a free calorie, and you can really sabotage yourself very easily by just snacking on things. I know it's a big problem I've had in the past. Not something that I want to do this particular time. I want to get this cut over and done with as quick as possible. So I will track meticulously. Aside from that, there's not a lot to it. I don't drink any beverages that have calories in them. So coffee is without milk, for example. I don't do even diet sodas. Pretty much I drink what we call here in Denmark Danskvand, Danish water, which is bubbly water with a lemon taste. That's all I drink. And I drink a lot of it because it helps to kind of decrease the hunger pangs that you'll sometimes feel. Now on 2,500 calories, if I'm eating primarily what you could call clean foods, but just basic foods, I guess is probably a better word for it, then I'm probably not going to feel too much hunger. I can fill up on broccoli, for example, on chicken breasts, not any other kind of chicken, but chicken breasts because it's very protein-oriented, low-calorie meat. You eat those kind of foods, and it fills you up. You don't feel hunger pangs as much. And 2,500 calories is a lot of food when you do that. If you eat bread and butter, white bread and butter, 2,500 calories doesn't seem like that much, and you can just keep going, or at least I can. So you have to be careful about your food selections. Now, I will still have some good foods. So, for example, my standard meal in the evenings will be whatever I have for dinner, and then I'll have something called rice cakes, which is a rice cake with dark chocolate on the top. Not terribly unhealthy, but it is something that's got really no micronutrients in it, so there's no real nutritious value to it. But it kind of gives me it satiates my need for something a little bit sweeter. But I'll also oftentimes walk over to the local bakery and walk back, so it's about 5 kilometers in the morning, with my wife and my dog and my kid. And then we'll grab a pastry from there, and I'll eat the pastry, even on a cut. Because I know, I can go to their website, I can figure out that that's somewhere between 300 and 500 calories, depending on which one I get. Big portion of my diet. But if that's the only crap food I eat all day, then I can make it work. So I will do those kind of things. They'll help keep me sane. I also intend, something I haven't done before, but I intend probably every 2 weeks or so, I am going to have, not a cheat day, that's a bad word, a maintenance day, where I'm going to increase my caloric intake a little bit. So when I do that, my body will hopefully kind of reset itself. I will feel mentally a little bit more relaxed, and I won't get to the point where my body is continually adjusting lower and lower and lower to my new intake, decreasing its activity levels, and therefore meaning that I have to decrease even further my caloric intake in order to be in a deficit. Not what I want. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't really know how much I have to lose underneath there to get to the muscle. 2 inches feels to me like it's probably going to be a couple months, but we'll see. So thanks for watching all this. I know it's been a little bit long-winded. I will report back in a few weeks. And now, just because this is primarily a lifting channel, I'll throw up yesterday's deadlifts where I did, what was it? 5 by 135 by 5? I don't remember. I think it was about 135 kilograms. I think it was sets of 5 or 8 or something. So yeah, I think it was sets of 5, the last one was 10. But anyways, enjoy, have a great day, and I hope you find this useful. If so, give it a like. I don't have really many subscribers yet at all. Probably never will, but I'm gonna keep on doing this because it's good motivation for me. All right, take care, everyone.